Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. My name is Parker Rex. I led technology for a startup that sold for $23 million to a publicly traded company. After that, I built a bunch of different SaaS products that didn't really work. Well, actually, it was a marketplace, so it still involved a lot of technology. The tech was good, the market was bad. Burnt down the risk of the product, burnt down the risk of the technical people involved, didn't burn down the risk of the market. Big lesson learned. Since then, been using AI every single day, last 3 years, learning a thing or two about it, and also sell AI services to businesses. So on this channel, I go through a few different things on my way to $100,000 in profit a month. We peaked at about a quarter of the way there, and then now we're just trying to get healthier revenue with better leverage. So, first of all, this is our time to shine. Just wanted to point this out. I went to a wedding yesterday, and it was crazy. It was mind-blowing to me how little people know about AI, the normal person. These are people that work in finance. These are people that work across all sorts of different industry, even people in tech, which is crazy. So it's just this tiny, tiny bubble that we're in, and we need to recognize that and take advantage of the fact that we've come onto something early. So that's just what I wanted to get out of the way. We are going to go through some questions first, and then there's a ton of exciting news to cover. I made a tweet that I thought was pretty funny that I basically was just like, okay, I went offline for 4 hours yesterday. What life-changing AI advancement did I miss? And I missed a lot, which is just absolutely absurd and why you should be watching this channel every day. I cut through the signal, I cut through the noise, try to just show the signal. On the comment side, we had a bunch of people just asking for the development treasure chest that I made. And what that is it's basically a collection of my favorite resources for web dev, and it's nice. So if you want that, you can just drop a comment below. I'll reply with it. But it's got a bunch of prompts in it. It's got individual components. It's got how to do management for evals and prompts. It's got some logos that are nice. It's got icon sets. So little things that just save you time. And I find it really helpful. And then what I do is I throw them in a bookmark folder. So I'd highly recommend that you guys do that. And if you want the design ones too, I can put that together. I realize that, this is really helpful for a lot of design work. It's like, I want to see how the post hog icons were made, right? And then you can find them there. But yeah, so if you want that, drop a comment below, and that should be helpful. Other things, just what specific theme am I using? I'm using the Gemini theme because I'm really into the Google models. And then Birdman Phil was saying that I'm calling the pot kettle black because in this video, I basically wanted to point out something that is in any new advancement. There's a lot of marketers that flood the scene and start talking about it and selling educational material that isn't educational. So I sell educational material inside of a school. And I wanted to be different than most of the stuff where it's like, okay, well, how do I gain value out of doing this? And then how do others gain value out of it? And I was really hesitant about even doing this because I just thought it was cringy. But there is just a lot of effort that goes into making these things. So like one of these alone has about the same value as another course that I see people spending $500 on. Like one of the creators, his name's Nat Eliason, and he's posted a lot of really good content. But he put out a course that did $200,000 the first week, which is just absolutely insane on like how to build an app, I think it's called, or like AI, build my app with AI. You make an app. So I just do that, and I make each one of them the equivalent of a $500 course. So it'll be updated, and then I view it differently because I actually do these things for a living, like full time. Like I don't have a job. Like I am the job. And so the school is a cool way for me to make sure that I'm staying on top of it, and then also just behind the scenes of different projects. So eventually this will be off of school, but that's like forever away. Like right now it's a really nice place, and it looks like we just got a new member, so that's cool. Awesome. But yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinions. Let's see, other stuff. Oh, I found this cool action figure prompts that I was messing around with because I'm getting married. And I was like, I want to take this photo. There's me and Basil at this wedding yesterday. I was like, I want to make an action figure. And I don't know, it's kind of interesting. So it's like create an image, which is the prompt for the image thing. Then create a toy of the couple, let it be an action figure set. And then you explain, what you want the writing to be. And it's pretty cool. This alone would be a nice product. That's kind of the power of prompts, right? It's like if you have a really good prompt, then you would use our turbo kit. So That's something we're putting out with the help of Hari. He's been really awesome. If you guys want to collaborate on anything, I mean, Hari just kind of did the thing that you need to do, and you just reach out. And then we've been talking on our Discord, and if you're interested in that, then you should join as well. Oh, I don't have it in here. Oh, I need to start maybe. We're gonna put this out though. So yeah, if you want the turbo starter kit, then drop the comment turbo starter kit, please, below. Yeah. Cool. What's up next? So Klein is what I use for coding. And because it has a lot more control, you can't vibe code everything, right? Like you just can't. So you need to be competent. That's what I try to preach on this channel. So competency is at an all-time premium, and you get a higher multiple on what you're capable of doing with these models by being competent. So when I look at Klein, for instance, it just allows me to do a lot more. And let's see. That was me setting up Vertex. But I'm going to be using this in combination with a bunch of MCPs. So the MCPs that I like to use are Fetch, which is basically, it lets you get things from HTML to Markdown, and it doesn't require any credits through Firecrawl, which is nice because you don't always need it to be done up and made readable. Sometimes you just need a fetch. I'm going to be using the Git ones, and then the browser tools. So browser tools allows you to get the console logs, get your console errors, your network errors. You can select which ones you want to have auto approved. You can run an SEO audit, which is really nice. So I'm actually going to try that one. Let's try this MCP. And then we're going to talk about this Magic Dev MCP that we want to run. So let's say I want to run an SEO audit using the browser tools extension on the following. And I realized I have this app I should probably turn on so you guys can see what keys I'm clicking. Yeah, there we go. Sure, we'll do an update. And what else I could do is I could turn on this cursor thing. Let me know if you guys like this. So now I have a cursor that like follows me around, and then I have the keys. Maybe that'll be helpful for people that are watching this on mobile. I don't know. Yeah. What is this? Default fade duration. Bezel color. Let's change this to that. No, that's cheesy. How about this? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Great. So let's see if this SEO audit works. We're going to have to make sure that the browser extension is running. So let's open that up. Browser tools. Auto discover the server. I actually killed a bunch of these before. So the way that I did that is if you don't turn them off, they just keep running. So I'd run an Ableton MCP, which allowed me to prompt music production. So I used to be a music producer. Then I had a bunch of these running. So let's run the command real quick to get it going. Browser tools. It should be right here. We have that. Pressure settings added. Okay, let's run this. Cool. Tools aren't running. Auto discover. Test connection. Test connection. Come on. Shucks. What am I doing wrong? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm not going to continue debugging this, but you can do the SEO audit. It turns out by killing all of them, I kind of messed things up. So I'll fix that afterwards. But in this case, what I wanted to kind of go through is something I'm going to be testing out is the 20, basically you can combine their conversational AI capabilities with the 21st Dev's Magic UI MCP. So 21st Dev has some really good looking ones. Some of them are paid, but they look really good. Like I would pay for stuff that saves me time and looks fantastic. Little things like this, right? The shimmer text. You see that iOS originally did this, and then everybody kind of copied them. You see it for all the loading states for popular LLMs. But what you do is you basically have an MCP that can go and grab one of these and then figure out how to use it in the context of your project, which is really helpful because sometimes it can be a little bit confusing to use them. I know when I first started using the Magic ones, it was a little bit confusing. And so you can copy a prompt, right? And when I copy the prompt in, I can either do that without the MCP, which isn't the point. Like I would rather do the MCP. But if I copy the prompt, it's gonna, say, hey, like you are given a task, so it's following really good structure, right? And then you can have it do the agent thing. But the MCP is a little bit nicer. You could just have it go and run. So I'm gonna start using that. Oops. It's funny when I hold the space bar. The next thing I want to talk about is just an app that I hadn't used in a while because it used to be buggy. But Texts app. Basically, it combines all the different accounts that I have. So I would highly recommend this if you're not a security nut, because I know a lot of people would look at this and be like, oh, I'm reading my messages, but I don't talk about anything that's private. I don't have anything to hide. So I guess if you want that, go to Signal. But it is awfully nice because then, yeah, when I go to all accounts, it's all my threads, but I don't want you to see all my stuff. Why not? It's all boring anyways. But yeah, so that's what I recommend using. And then what I was talking about earlier is like, it's just so true. Like no one knows about AI. It's crazy. And the people that do, there was one guy there who did at this wedding, he did a speech. He was the best man. He gave the best man speech. And he was like, thanks AI for writing this for me. And it was funny because as he's saying it, I'm like, I know this guy's used ChatGPT because I could just tell. Like he didn't know how to prompt. So even the people that do know about it don't know how to use it because it just sounds a little weird and it's kind of a boring thing to listen to. But yeah, I got access to Manus. That's the next thing. So I haven't used this, but I'm curious like how it kind of works. So let's see. Do they have any docs? Knowledge. So I can upload knowledge, 20 pieces. That's interesting. They took the same, like this is a really standard button or icon that you kind of see in all of these. But let's see, what's something we would actually need? An interactive course could be kind of cool. Okay, I'm reviewing a task. So I'm a middle school physics teacher preparing to teach the law of conservation of momentum. Could you create a series of clear and accurate demonstration animations? Okay, so it's doing something. Wow, it's creating a lot of stuff. What is happening? Sure, what's going on? It's got a Ubuntu sandbox. Okay, cool. So this is kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like Code Sandbox. It made a whole thing for me. Oh, cool. Of course, this is a pre-demonstrated one, so it's gonna be a lot quicker, and it kind of just let me watch it. But it made the HTML structure. I can download this. Let's take a look. Conservation momentum. I'm assuming it's just a big code base or a little code base. So let's grab a little trick of the trade. What you can do is you can just drag and drop this on top of an IDE. See that? Whoa. That's cool. Okay. So what did it do? It made a main file. I guess I'd run main, and then this would be an animation. Displays on here, I guess. So let's see. Do I just do node run main.js? Or no, that's probably passed into this HTML. Let's see, main. Yeah. Okay. So then we should be able to just run this in a live browser, right? So I don't think I have live server installed. They always do like a framework. Install this. Let's see what Manus made for us. So it's usually down here. Yep, there we go. Okay, cool. Oh, how cool. Yeah, that's really nice. This would be good for people to use. Like it's pretty good use case that they did. A lot of the time that I've noticed is people don't make like helpful demos, which is like, come on, that's kind of the whole point. Let's see if that SEO audit thing worked now that I see it has the browser showing up. So let's do use browser tools, MCP, and run SEO audit on this link. We're using Vertex with, what's it called? Gemini 2.5. A little slow today, fellas, just so you know. Long night. Oh, I didn't authorize this shell. Shucks. Well, I don't feel like doing that. It's one command, but yeah. Let's move on. Windsurf next. Just want to call this out. If you didn't know, if you're a windsurfer, I'm not. but they have a Next app, like not like the framework, meta framework, but they have a separate app here. It's called About and then Windsurf Dash Next. See, these are the nightly builds. So if you want to get on that, you can just hit check for updates. And so if you want to stay ahead on what they're building, then go ahead and download that. I don't use that. Then I saw something interesting that's going on with Figma. So this is huge. I talked about this in a previous video where I think Webflow is dead. I think Framer's dead. This is big. Like Figma is the kind of go-to UI design platform. And so by them adding website, that's really big. I'm curious. They'll probably go with Vite, I'm guessing, but it's big. And then Llama 4. I want to test this out. I didn't see it. Maybe it's on Open Router, but eval is like, of course, when they're marketing, they typically will maybe fluff things a little bit. I haven't really gotten to use this. This is just like me acknowledging its presence. What I do is in Klein, what I can go ahead and change is the model. So I'll go into Act and I'll hit Settings. And then under here as the API provider, I'd select Open Router. Then I would assume that they have it in here. Quasar Alpha is another really good one that's under. They're in stealth, which is kind of cool. Like it's a model provider that no one knows who it is. Oh yeah, so look at that. Llama 4 Maverick. Yeah, we can test that out today. Today, eh? Now I'm Canadian. Cool. So yeah, it says that I don't see Gemini 2.5 on here. So, but the fact that its ELO rating is 1425 on the Marina, which is better than 4.5 preview, and it's 1,000 times cheaper. Kind of crazy. Go Zuck. Thank you for the free stuff. Okay. Now, onto some strategy. So I'm going to be using OSS as a strategy for all of my client builds. So I had a client who needed a really fancy website, and I originally was making it Webflow because that's what they had, and I quoted them $5K for Webflow, $15 for custom. Having spent the time in Webflow, I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to make them happy by doing it all custom anyways, and then just deliver it for the original 5, and that'll make them happy and open up doors to more client work. And because they're fancy, they know a bunch of people, I'll get referrals. But in the time that I'm making it, there's something that they want, which I want to turn into a package and open source. So what they want is the ability to basically have like a custom cursor. So like what I'm thinking is, you typically have like the boring one. It's like just this. But if you are a fancy designer and you make fancy stuff, then you want a fancy experience. So what I'm thinking is like maybe in the footer or something, like I'll literally have like this as like an icon. As an icon, maybe. I haven't fully thought it out. But then when I'd click on it, you'd have all the different cursors. So you'd have like, the ability to select a cursor, select hover cursor. So you'd have like 2 different ones, maybe like little drop downs. And then the drop down would actually most likely look like, maybe it'd be a popover. I'm not sure. But yeah, you'd click this, and then maybe it's either a modal or a popover, and then in there you'd have all these selections. And you can imagine that'd be pretty interesting for someone who's not sure, like they're not sure which one they want. But then you can also add maybe a customization where it's like, oh, you get a random one on each visit. And maybe you have like the ability to upload them if you're an admin, but that'd be out of scope. But what I'm thinking with this is this would be an NPM package that I publish. So this would be like React cursor, something, whatever's available. And that way, like 1, customer's happy, 2, I'm happy because I'm making something, and then 3, you attract developers, you get notoriety and goodwill from doing that. This is something that I think about a lot. Like I'm sitting there and people are like at this wedding and they don't know anything about prompts, and I just want to share a prompt really quickly. But even the fact that like right now it's like in a spreadsheet or in a school, like you have to go and you have to do this thing. Whoever figures out how to make it really easy to share these via text, like not even as a link, like spreadsheets suck. I'm not really sure what the delivery modality would be. It would be a link, but just maybe like what I'm thinking of doing is like just as a start, take something like this, where it's like, you just click it and then you paste it, or like click this to share to your friends. But whoever does this just for general, like Main Street, like people who are not technical, makes it really, really easy to share. Is going to get a lot of traffic for sure. I mean, I know that Pontus, the creator of this, it's doing really well. In terms of monetization, it's tough because it's like you either sell ads like he's doing, or you put it inside a school. But I think like for Main Street ones, someone's gonna nail that. So you should be the one. You should be the one that does that for sure. What else we're gonna do? We did Manus. We didn't do same. I wanted to check this out. So this is supposed to be able to copy any website. So let's give it a good one. Let's grab like this guy's website that I was looking at. Let's grab this and let's put it in same and see if it can make it. I bet you I can't. I bet you it's gonna say no. Give me an account. Yep, there we go. Of course you can have everything. Take it. Do it. Make the thing. Just one, please. So it's visiting there. And I wonder how it's going to do it. I wonder if it's like scraping it from the code perspective or using image recognition. Code perspective would be better. So it's scanned it. Now it's going to all the routes. Interesting. Checkpoints. So we fired off what? How many? Go away, Grammarly. You're so annoying sometimes. Turn off. Quite a few requests happening. As a failed WebSocket. Good. What else is it doing? 46 requests. It's checkpointing things. Oh, cool. Now we have a whole thing. Whoa. It's doing next. It's running it. Interesting. Very cool. It's using Biome. I love that. That's a really good practice. It's using Bun. I love that too. It's using the TS. I love that. What version of Tailwind is it using? It looks like it's in the threes, which is nice. That's smart. It's got a Netlify setup. How nice. This is really cool. How about here? Yeah, okay. How about Tailwind? Yeah. Wow. This is good. I understand the structure, so it's adding the buttons. This will be a shorter video today. I'm trying to make these 30 minutes because there's no reason to waste your guys' time. And we're running up on that time. So I'm going to pause this and I'll come back when this is complete. So it took about 6 minutes, enough time to eat a sandwich. Pretty good. I think the actual results aren't visually the same as they claim, but it could be because I'm on a free version of it. But what I'm kind of impressed by is just the amount of stuff that it did. And the code actually looks like, at least the setup of it looks pretty good. It looks better than like Lovable, but I guess I haven't really used Lovable in a long time. But 366,000 tokens. It looks like Claude was doing it. So it does know that it's going to be worse after 120. This would be cool to have like locally. I think it's not quite there, obviously, but a good start. And what I also found interesting was how it is deployed. So it's on Netlify now. Curious how I could get it out of here, but either way, pretty interesting. Definitely not not as good as I was hoping for. Little things like the button, like how do you mess that up? It's obviously not going to have a lot of the images, but this is a really good looking website. So I'm going to take some inspiration from this. I like the look of this a lot. That's a cool effect too. Great. Well, that's the video for today. If you liked it, make sure you actually like the video so more people can see it. And I'll get the hood off my face because I'm a slob. And make sure you comment below whether you have a question for me to answer, you have a tool that you'd like me to review, or if you want any of the free things that I mentioned in this, like the development treasure chest, or if you want access to the Vibe Turbo Kit, then drop the word Vibe Turbo Kit just so I know what to say. Also, check out the school. We just got a new member. We're excited about that. I'm going to make a little directory about everyone today. I'm going to do that right after this. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.